That was the reason why he did it back in 2012, and that's the reason why he's doing it now. He knew he was bullshitting. He put the narrative out because he saw that people were coming to his website buying bullshit, and he was getting more money. He kept the narrative going because he was getting more money. He created new narratives because he saw that it creates more money. A little backstory about my relationship with Alex Jones and Infowars. Back on 2011, 2012, like probably 2009 to 2012, I was really heavily into like conspiracy theories and Infowars and believing that the globalists want to take over the world and create zombie-like clones of us. And thanks to Alex Jones and the Sandy Hook incident, I stopped believing in that shit. I came back to the real world. Like, that was the most vile thing anybody could do to parents who lost children, is to say that it's not real, your child isn't real, you're fucking fake. And that was when I woke up from that conspiracy hell that I was going through for 3, 4, 5 years. And I've never went back. I've never went back there. And I've hated Alex Jones ever since, because I think Alex Jones is a really great con man. And a lot of people believe that shit. A lot of people believe that shit, unfortunately. And there's a rising amount of like young men who are starting to believe like figures like Matt Walsh or Joseph Watson or Ben Shapiro, of course, Jordan Peterson, like Andrew Tate. Us Finns have like our own bullshit artists like Aleksi Valevuori or Matsu Atila. Like, that sort of, I'm not really saying anything, but I'm just talking. Like, saying something, implicating something where you can't really do, like, get any other conclusion, but you don't say it. So you get away with it. Alex Jones, on the other hand, is a dumb fuck who just says stuff. And that's the reason he's now going bankrupt, because of the lawsuit. But those bullshit artists like Andrew Tate, who is a misogynistic, women-hating, alpha male idiot, got deplatformed. Why? Because he said misogynistic, woman-hating shit. But he was like, well, I didn't technically say that. But you did. But he didn't like stand tall and admit it, because he's a coward. And all those bullshit artists nowadays are basically cowards. They are saying one thing, and when they are confronted with it, they are like, hey, I'm just asking questions. I'm just talking. I'm talking from my experience. That's the culture nowadays, but it all started from this jackass. So let's see. This is an interview Andrew did after the Alex Jones trial. The first one. There's 2 coming. There's 2 more coming.
For what happened to the Sandy Hook families.
Yes, I killed the children.
But beyond that,
I went in that school. I pulled a gun out and I shot every one of them myself. I mean, I'm guilty. It's true.
No.
Let's just. Do I feel responsible that someone that played shoot 'em up video games on a bunch of drugs went and killed a bunch of kids, and then the internet questioned it and I covered that? They staged Sandy Hook.
We're 24 seconds in, and if I had to tell somebody for the first time what is Alex Jones, I would just show that first 24 seconds.
Look, the evidence is just overwhelming. We've looked at all sides. We played devil's advocate for.
FBI releases heavily redacted Sandy Hook investigation docs. And all of these like documents and bullshit he was using in Infowars during that time, I was a fan. They were all like Google documents, like somebody's blog posts inventing shit. They weren't like news articles, they weren't FBI documents, they were just bullshit. But they were fabricated. Majority of them.
From both sides. No, I don't feel responsible, and I don't apologize anymore. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should apologize. There was a lot of bad things coming from that. One of the one of the victims who died, I think it was, I don't remember her name, but a girl died. And her parents got so much shit that the father killed himself because of it. Like, constantly people were harassing him. Them. They destroyed the mural for the child. They dug up her grave because they didn't believe that she existed. And the father killed himself. And it's all because of this fucking jackass. And he still don't admit that it was because of him. What he said that happened, what he said was real. Even though he knew he was bullshitting people.
Don't apologize, I killed the kids.
Was there a definitive?
No, I killed them. I killed him.
You didn't kill him.
No, I did.
And now he's playing.
No, everybody said, no, I killed him. I killed him. I already admitted I did it. I killed him. I'm the bad guy. I'm the devil. Get rid of the First Amendment. Can we move on to other topics?
I don't think.
I killed him. First Amendment killed him. Get rid of the Second Amendment. Get rid of the First Amendment. They're bad. They killed the kids too. George Washington killed him. Jesus killed him. We should rename the whole planet Sandy Hook. Everything. There should be holidays. We should bow 5 times a day to New Haven, Connecticut for the kids that died. Every American's to blame. Every gun owner's to blame. I'm to blame. We're all guilty. To Bloomberg and Soros. Turn our guns in. Turn our guns in. I know. I did it. I killed them.
Like, people believe this guy still. Joe Rogan gives this guy a platform. Has given for 3 times for the past 2 years. I love the idea of freedom of speech, but I believe also that deplatforming this guy, as well as Andrew Tate, is actually a service to the world. We don't need people like this. Although he said one good thing there, take away their guns. Like, I agree 100%. Take away their guns. Because, well, you can see how many school shootings and deaths by firearms we have in Finland, for example, and compare that to like United States, where there's every single day there's a mass shooting, every other week there's a school shooting. So there's like probably 500 mass shootings this year. I think in our 100-year history we haven't had 500 mass shootings in Finland. We don't even break 20. And they do 20 in a couple of weeks. Even in a week, if it's a good week.
I killed them.
Yeah, take away the guns.
I killed them. I know. I killed them. So I'm done talking about it. Okay. I killed them. Okay, go ahead.
Can we talk about the trial at all?
There's nothing to talk about. Yeah. Let me tell you, I don't know if I can do this interview right now.
Imagine being such a fucking beta male that you're in your own studio. They were in the Infowars studio. Instead of saying to Andrew, get the fuck out of my studio, he can't do the interview and he walks off from his own studio.
You liking it?
I don't think you should keep doing that.
What? Dude, I murdered those children. I did. I killed them myself.
Still not a funny thing to say. Yeah, I get the point, but it's just like, fuck, man.
Fuck it, I don't give a fuck, dude. Right. I'm far beyond giving a fuck right now.
I understand. Dude,
you want to fucking take me out.
No, but I'm just
Imagine being such a fucking asshole that your own employees are like...
A jury in the Alex Jones trial ordering the conspiracy theorists to pay $45.2 million to parents who lost their 6-year-old son in the Sandy Hook massacre for calling it a hoax.
Every sin ever committed on earth in 10,000 years of history, I did it. The Night Stalker, the Zodiac Killer, I did it. Vietnam War, Hitler. I was actually Hitler. It wasn't Hitler. It was me. I did it.
Back in the day, I was following Infowars. It was also liked by YouTube because a lot of people were watching Infowars, me included. And that's the reason why they got their 1 million subscriber golden play button, even though they have apparently target practice in it. Probably after they deplatformed him. You are the hope, powered by Infowars.com.
It was me. I did it.
Yeah.
I was in a time machine in Germany. I did all that, okay?
CNN is being gutted because leftist media is not as appealing as they fantasize. And this is the sort of articles he was citing, and they were all made by him.
I did everything. And that's
Political dildo, fail, little devil bastard, Cyber Satan. That could be my username, Cyber Satan. I love that. Digital ghetto. Post-birth abortions. Big Daddy Devil.
that's what I accept.
Oh, what was the last one?
Everything. And that's what I
Spirit of Masturbation. That sounds like a song. Like one of those 70s hippie bands. Spirit of Masturbation.
accept.
Sounds like a
So-
fucking concept album.
You're here with the bad guy. You're here with the villain. Lex Luthor, right now. You're talking to him right now. You're talking to Lex Luthor. How's it feel?
You don't feel like Lex Luthor to me.
I invented cancer.
How?
I just did it. Doesn't matter. I created death. People didn't die before I was born. I created heartburn. I created hemorrhoids. I created hangovers. I created gingivitis.
That's a bad one.
I created hair loss. I created
Fucking perfect in
created
that one.
I created bad breath.
So yeah, now that we've accepted that,
I invented Prozac that Adam Lanza was on. I had his mom buy him the
How
AR-15, give
fucking
it to him.
uncomfortable Andrew must
I was there. Yeah. Did you know that all money in the universe was created by Sandy Hook? It was a time machine. Before the Rothschilds
I don't
created
think
fractional
the
reserve
mental
banking,
asylum
before
is the
tally
right place
sticks,
for him.
before
I think
gold
he
coins in
should-
the
he
Roman
just
era,
needs to be isolated.
it was the Sandy Hook event that created all money, future and forward.
Like-
everything is that.
The best punishment for Alex Jones would be giving him like means to spread the info, but it never leaves. Nobody receives any of it. He believes everybody receives them, but nobody receives any of it. He just keeps tweeting and nobody's responding to him or anything. Did you order some bullshit from me? Or did I misheard you? Get
Everything.
prison.
I mean, how do
didn't
you
order
feel about like
anything.
how your attorney did overall?
They said I was guilty beforehand because they couldn't have a real trial because they had 24 minutes out of 10 years of me talking about it. Most of them me saying it happened. It's sick. It's disgusting. I was being sarcastic earlier. I didn't kill the children. I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. I didn't invent hemorrhoids. I simply question things, and they're trying to demonize me to say questioning things is a bad deal.
I don't think that's. I still believe Alex Jones doesn't really understand the whole issue of it. Like, questioning things is okay. Saying that those kids weren't real and the parents were paid actors and that there's no bodies inside the fucking graves of the children, I think that's going a bit overboard, right? Like, one of his theories was also that the children were paid actors. They had like vests on that when somebody was shooting at them with blanks, there would be blood spurting, so there would be eyewitnesses all around. Like, it was just some fucking shit, awful shit.
And elementary school massacre, 26 dead, 27 dead now, 18 kids in Connecticut. When you got small children, this really gets to you. That's why the globalists use children's deaths to go after our guns, because they know.
I remember watching this. We were at Belfast, actually. And I believed this for the first, like week or so. But after that, it started to make me feel ill. And that's the day I realized that it's actually, this guy is full of shit. And I never watched Infowars after that ever again. And when he got deplatformed, I was really happy. Whoever would want to interview that guy, I actually would. I would want to interview this guy to ask him one simple question. How the fuck is it possible that the whole of Europe has less mass shootings than the whole of United States? In almost in our entire history than they have in a year.
know it gets to us. So don't ever think the globalists that have hijacked this country wouldn't stage something like this. They kill little kids all day, every day. And it's not
he didn't. He just said previously that, yeah, I didn't even say it was fake or anything. Like, this is the sort of shit he makes up.
Not our government, it's the globalist. I really think they're going to try to come after the guns. It's going to start a civil war.
10 years later, still haven't come after the guns. And he hasn't apologized.
I clearly believe from the evidence, children were really killed in Sandy Hook, and it's a real tragedy. Unfortunately, evidence is beginning to come out. People who've been coached, people who've been given cue cards, people who are behaving like actors.
I dropped Billy off and watched him go around the corner, and he never came back, all because of the guns. Won't you just turn your guns in for my son? I mean, folks,
I have to say also, sorry for stopping all the time, but if they had given them their guns away back in 2012, there would be, this is a fact a lot of Americans don't want to admit, there would be probably like, I don't know, 70-80% less shootings, because there's always going to be guns in America. But 70-80% less mass shootings a year. That's quite a lot.
We've got video of Anderson Cooper with clear blue screen out there.
Like,
nothing can account for what happens to his nose.
Early on, I said, well, they had to have killed somebody. I mean, this doesn't make sense. Then parents come out and start laughing and then turn to the camera and cry. No one died in 2012 in Sandy Hook. Sandy Hook is a synthetic, completely fake, with actors, in my view, manufactured. I couldn't believe it at first. I knew they had actors there, clearly, but I thought they killed some real kids. And it just shows how bold they are.
This is the reason why a lot of people started harassing the parents. Because of those statements. And that's not all. That's just the tip of the iceberg. He was doing like 2 or 3 news like articles a day about it. A couple of videos a week about it, like constantly bashing and creating new fucking narratives and all that shit. It was horrible. And it lasted
People
a
come
long
to me in
time.
hotels and in grocery stores, and I'll be walking my dog, and they just go, the car will go, "Roar! You son of a bitch, quit, leave those kids alone." I'll be like, I never talk about it. The media, shut up, you son. And some people have confronted me in front of my wife and children and said, "You son of a bitch, you killed those kids." No one knows.
None of this isn't real. This is exactly also what our far-right politicians make, these claims. Strawman, I think is the right term. They create bullshit and to make them like the victim. This shit never happened. This is just to like to level the playing field, because he's clearly in the wrong and he wants everybody to be on his side. So he's making himself a victim, that his life has been ruined because random people has come and said something bullshit. I want to point out this guy was notorious of taking his cell phone and shoving it up to people's faces, even if they didn't want to film it. And if they were yelling at this guy. But for some reason, there's no evidence of this. There's never evidence when something happened to like far right-wing people. Never. No pictures, no videos.
Who Adam Lanza is. When you ask somebody about Sandy Hook, it's Alex Jones.
Yeah.
So I did not kill the children.
But do you feel any sense of responsibility for the way the lives of the Sandy Hook families were affected?
An emotional day of testimony after 3 family members whose loved ones were murdered at Sandy Hook Elementary School took the stand describing the harassment they endured as a result of Alex Jones' false statements.
People were, accusing me of lying, telling me Ben never lived, telling me that I was going to burn in hell and that I would pay for what I had done.
Hensel testified that after her husband Jeremy committed suicide in 2019, people went to their daughter Avielle's gravesite looking for evidence the family was faking his death.
I couldn't wrap my head around just one more family member being part of this narrative.
It's an industry, it's a business. They got $73 million from Remington. They've sued all these different groups and people. So no, I didn't kill their kids. I already said I was sorry before they ever sued me. And now they've just attached themselves to my name and who I am. They can get all the judgments they want against me. I have hardly any money. All those articles you see, it's like made up. Almost all of it's not even true.
You're not doing too good money-wise right now?
I never, like they had a financial expert in my rig trial, and he said Infowars is worth 130.
Did he just say rigged? Did he just fucking say rigged trial? Because there was nothing rigged about it. Like, the amount of evidence against Alex Jones was overwhelming. And the best part is his own fucking attorney fucked it up. They leaked the text messages that Alex Jones was like talking about Sandy Hook to the victims' attorneys. That was a big
And Alex Jones is worth $270 million. I don't have $2 million in cash. I don't have stocks and bonds.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have cash. It's probably liquidated to something else. Like, who has $2 million cash? Even if you're a rich guy. I think Elon Musk doesn't have even $2 million in cash. And he's worth a couple of billions.
I don't have all that stuff. So it's like a joke. They can have billion-dollar verdicts. It doesn't mean anything.
So they're expecting you to pay $45 million.
It's like $47 million or something like that total.
You think that in time you'll be able to do that?
If he's willing to like hide his wealth, throw him in jail for the rest of his life.
No, it's what's ridiculous. Like, and they have 2 more trials coming up in Connecticut and in Texas. Everyone's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get him." He's like, they've built me up into like I'm this giant
victim
creature, like all powerful, like the State Above
building a
Marshall,
victim.
Man. And none of it's real, so it's like it's funny
Persona.
actually. It's actually comical. I mean, it's actually hilarious. And then the Sandy Hook families, they already got $73 million from Remington. They're sitting there thinking they're about to get this big payday, and it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to keep the studio open?
Oh, I mean, I could do a show anywhere. I mean, they're not going to show anything now. They could run off some of our employees. Yeah. They could shut down some of our people, which is their big job, to shut down America, get rid of American workers. I mean, that's the...
You notice how he derails that question. He doesn't want to answer that. That was one of the best questions Andrew so far has asked. Are you going to be able to keep this studio if you don't have any wealth? And he just slide that question like to another platform.
That's the part for the course.
He didn't answer it at all.
As long as I don't want to quit or they don't put me in prison, they can't stop me.
He's a fucking coward.
Was there a definitive year where big tech really teamed up to deplatform Infowars?
Yeah, it was 2018, early 2018.
That's good.
Bay Area tech giants are taking action against a prominent conspiracy theorist.
Twitter gives Alex Jones the boot. Just into CNN, Facebook is purging right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
Apple, Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube all completely banned Infowars within 12 hours of each other.
Facebook said, "We have taken it down for glorifying violence and using dehumanizing language to describe people who are transgender, Muslim, and immigrants, which violates our hate speech policies."
They had the heads of big tech, so they got together and colluded to shut me down. I knew they had to censor freedom because freedom was so popular. I mean, I knew that was coming.
No. Don't try to fucking say this is about freedom. This isn't about freedom. This is about Alex Jones making stuff up and rallying people to do horrible things, illegal things. This is not about freedom. This is him being the devil's advocate, the fucking crowd leader of a massive conspiracy lunatic army that will do anything. This guy disgusts me.
How did that affect your audience size?
It didn't let us have, on average, that giant viral spread every day reaching 20, 30 million people. Instead, it was 3, 4 million people that were hardcore, but then they understood there was censorship, so they were grassroots putting it out. So it actually made it more underground and more avant-garde, more black sheep, more rebel, and more outlaw. And so made it more successful in a way.
What would you do if you had a time machine?
No, it fucking did it.
You know, I think, even though I got caught in their Sandy Hook trap, and I was covered other people's theories and barely did it, wasn't much of what I did on the on the time.
You already see that he barely did it.
Timeline. I think I'd do it all again. I think this is going to bring us to something bigger. I mean,
This is just to show how fucking delusional this guy is. Imagine you have the fucking balls to say that you would do it all again, knowing that it's bullshit. Knowing that a parent killed himself because of him.
Technically, if I had it all over to do again, I wouldn't have been caught in that trap. But that's not how the universe works. I did these things, and I'm going with the flow of where I'm at. I did it from a good heart, and I think it'll be turned toward.
But if the globalists are trying to silence him, okay, this is actually a hilarious point. Alex Jones believes that he was silenced because of freedom, because of the globalist agenda, because what he did. So wouldn't it be better to not do that and not give the globalists what they want? But now he's believing the universe exists. Unfortunately, no. He's a hardcore Christian. He doesn't believe in the fucking universe. So what the fuck is he saying? Some more bullshit.
Towards good at the end of the day. So I'm not worried about it.
I
believe humanity's going to wake up. I believe we're going to win.
All right, so we're in Newtown, Connecticut, where the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting took place around 10 years ago. It's a special week for this town because for the first time ever, Alex Jones is being made to stand trial in Connecticut.
In a Connecticut courtroom just 20 miles from Sandy Hook, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones taking the stand, forced to face his own lies.
So right now we're on our way to go meet up with a trial attorney named Mark Bankston, who represented the Sandy Hook families in the previous defamation case in Texas.
Nobody thinks you killed the kid. Nobody thinks that, Alex. What you did, what you killed, is their ability to get over the death of their children. Look, I'm a parent, and I know my job. My job is to protect my kid. They couldn't be with their kids on December 12th, 2012, right? Like, they couldn't do that. And so when that happened, their job changed. Their job became to protect their kid's legacy. And so every day that this kept going on and they couldn't stop it, these parents are feeling like they're failing their kids over and over. And
as a parent, it's really fucking hard to think that, like, I don't believe, I don't know how I would react or be after an incident like that, if that would ever happen. I hope not, but you never know what's gonna happen. I hope that never comes to our family, but I don't know how I would act after a tragedy like that without any harassment. I don't know how I would react if there was as much harassment and death threats and everything the parents of Sandy Hook got. Like, I would probably just crumble. They are really fucking brave and strong that they withstood 10 years. 10 years of harassments. One of them didn't. And it's just so fucking hard to believe, and it's heartbreaking.
And over again. And I put that on Alex Jones more than anybody else in the country.
So, for those who don't know, can you describe the extent of the harassment that was experienced by the Sandy Hook families?
There's no way I could do it just sitting here with you. It's unreal. Initially, it just started with rough contacts. You get people who were emailing them, people would find out their phone number, call them on the phone. But then you had people starting to show up in Newtown and destroy the memorials they had for their kids. They had people showing up at their homes, knocking on their door. They had people going around and talking to their neighbors. And then it just kept escalating as more and more people got caught into the wildness of it. There's Lucy Richards, right, who was a woman who I have to have some level of sympathy with on some way because she's mentally ill. But she got obsessed with all these narratives and about Lenny Posner. She was in Central Florida. And when it got disclosed that that's where Lenny had moved to, and Infowars put up his Boca Raton mailbox where he picks up his mail.
Well, I've got an article here from a guy I think was our last caller. He's been getting all kinds of grief from Mr. Posner. Social media shut down due to Sandy Hook false copyrights. What's interesting is they list the address for the Honor Network in Boca Raton, Florida, 908 North Dixie Highway.
I think those guys should be in jail for DDoSing this guy and getting him basically because of their actions that day, doxing his address to everybody. They are involuntarily in fault of the person killing himself because of harassment they made possible. They should be held accountable.
There's no suite, but it's got 2 different buildings listed that address.
Well, we'll just start investigating that. And I guess I'm going to have to probably go on up to Newtown.
Alex Jones is getting
probably go investigate Florida as well.
She decided, okay, that's my call to action. So she started stalking Lenny and Veronique through Central Florida. She would call and leave these messages, and I don't know if you've ever heard them, man. And maybe we'll get a hold of them for you or something just so people can understand what this is. But creepy.
Did you hide your imaginary son in the attic? Are you still fucking him? You fucking Jew bastard. Look behind you. Death is coming to you real soon.
Just this awful, hateful stuff. These slurs and at him and that don't even make any sense. Yeah. I mean, she called him in the N-word and accused him that Noah is still alive and that he's got Noah in the attic and sexually assaults him every night. And even after she was arrested by federal law enforcement and then she was sentenced to federal prison for a short period. Part of her conditional release is she cannot access Infowars. She's just simply not allowed to do that as a condition of her parole. I'm an X-Files kid, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a late 90s conspiracy guy. Man, conspiracy culture used to be fun. It used to not be so malicious and cruel. Area 51, fish-human hybrids, Roswell. I mean, it was kind of fluffy in its own way. Yeah. Like, it didn't really matter at the end of the day what's at Area 51. It was a mystery box we could all have fun with. And there was a time when Alex Jones was hilarious. We just all kind of like watched him when in his early days. But the moment he started commanding, I'll tell you, it goes hand in hand with the damn supplements.
Sick of the globalist eugenicist control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure at Infowars.com. We sell books, videos, t-shirts, high-quality water filters, shortwave radios, cook stoves, survival food of the highest quality.
Yeah. Let's not go into that fucking snake oil thing. But yeah, basically every single thing he sells in his website, and he sells a lot of them, they are placebo. They are snake oil. They don't do anything. And as a matter of fact, a few of them are actually really unhealthy and poisonous even. In large quantities.
Brain Force sold out in 4 days. Liver Shield sold out in a week. Prostagard sold out in a month. We have the highest quality nutraceuticals out there, bar none.
The government is going to starve you by the prepackaged food, right? The government has released radiation into the environment by the iodine. You know, we were seeing that basically right after the month of Sandy Hook, his traffic went up darn near 50%. From all the coverage he was doing that month of the hoax. So that caused them to double down because they've testified on the record. If we see traffic spikes, we try to emulate that. When Alex Jones said the school wasn't an operating school, when he said paramedics never even entered the building, when he said there are pictures of the children who they say died who are still alive, he didn't believe that shit. I don't believe Alex Jones thinks there's anything fishy about Sandy Hook, but he's going to keep saying it even right now. You know, he's still going to be weird about it.
Why?
It's not a matter of whether you believe it or not. It's a matter of whether you have carved a groove in your personality that the wheel just goes in that rut now. I think it would force a moment of ego he's not ready to confront.
The info...
That was the fucking perfect analogy of what Alex Jones is. He's so fucking deep in that conspiracy bullshit that his ego doesn't allow him to sway from it. And he's afraid that all the people he knows will stop caring about him. Because he already lost his wife and family. They divorced. They just said no more this bullshit and left. He's so afraid of him. Like losing everything. If he admits that he's a bullshit artist.
Infowars store is like the main revenue source, yeah?
I mean, if I need it to be. I mean, if I need to, I can go to supporters and just get straight donations.
Yeah.
So
how do you go about doing that?
Just ask them for the money.
The jury came in this evening with $4.2 million.
I admitted that I followed disinformation, but not on purpose. I apologized to the families. What I did to those families was wrong, but I didn't do it on purpose. We are...
Yes, he did. Yes, he fucking did. And the court had proof of it. Enough to convict him. And he's going to be convicted 2 different times still, in New York and in Connecticut.
Are so broke that if you don't fund us, if you don't buy products at InfoWarsStore.com, we will shut down. So get a t-shirt, get a book, get Body's Ultimate Turmeric Formula, get Vitamin Mineral Fusion, get them all at InfoWarsStore.com and keep us on the air.
What do you think he deserves at the end of this road?
He's begging.
To no longer be in public
life.
life.
He's basically
right?
just...
Like, I don't... People...
He's conning money from his viewers, from his fans. That's what he's doing. He's not begging. He's just conning more money. He has the money to pay the families. He just wants to con that he doesn't need to give anything from him to them. That somebody else will take care of it.
People have been like, oh, you're out to destroy Alex Jones. I don't want to destroy him. I don't care. If he wants to work at Safeway or manage a Sprint store, I don't care. I feel the right amount of justice is you should not be able to commercially market yourself as a public figure anymore. Like, you should exit the American stage. That's what I think is the correct result. Or at least that's what I think is the most utilitarian good result. But the money's not even really the question for me. The question is, will this suit be successful at stopping him from being on the national stage? And my worry is, like we said in the courthouses, it won't be, because the cameras will still follow him. Like, he can lose all of his money. He gets out there again on the bullhorn, and he starts building it right back up.
No, I told you I was going to shut it down before they sued me and shit. I'm not happening now.
You were going to shut down Infowars?
I was going to hand it off to the people. Not now. It's not a labor of love now, it's a labor of war. We ain't shutting shit down.
So the question is, can this cause of action against Jones on behalf of these parents come to represent something bigger?
That was the reason why he did it back in 2012, and that's the reason why he's doing it now. He knew he was bullshitting. He put the narrative out because he saw that people were coming to his website buying bullshit, and he was getting more money. He kept the narrative going because he was getting more money. He created new narratives because he saw that it creates more money. And now, when he's caught up to the lie, like he's going to face the consequences. He creates more lies to get more money.
Is it a bigger referendum on the false things he's saying? I hope so, man. I hope so.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Jail.
I see me picking my teeth, my enemy's bones.
Oh my fucking god. The arrogance of that bullshitter. Okay, that just fucking made me mad. Let's subscribe to Andrew Callaghan. That was a good fucking video. Did I give it a like?
He didn't believe that.
I didn't even give it a like. Let's give it a like. Oh my fucking god. That was a good video. I think everybody should see that to see what sort of... And unfortunately, this sort of person that watches this and thinks that Alex Jones is the victim, those exist more and more every day because of people like Andrew Tate, because of people like... You can take any of those fucking right-wing con artists that say that masculinity is dying, feminism and socialism is taking over. Those are the ones that are conning people for like money. They are doing it for money, nothing else. And people believe that bullshit. I believe in early 2010 that Muslims are going to take over Europe because Infowars and a lot of right-wing people said that Muslim invasion is coming to Europe before 2015. Then they said again, 2015, that it is coming within the next 3 to 5 years. 10 years later, it still hasn't arrived. This is the sort of bullshit they do. They create narratives, take advantage of like people who are willing to accept bullshit easy. I used to be like that. There isn't a Muslim invasion in Europe. Throughout 2010s, it was supposed to happen almost every year. Every year, far right-wing politicians said that it's going to happen within a year, within the next 2 years, within the next 3 years. They just postponed that bullshit, and they're like fans and followers believe that shit. And now the right wing, this is what we are at. They are attacking feminism, they are attacking socialism, they are attacking taxes, they are attacking trans people, they are attacking like behaving good. Like even if you say that vegan food is good, they will come to you, they will attack you that you're a fucking socialist, communist, Russia-loving motherfucker. That fucking sad. But sad time to be alive.